Load snapshot, the very last one, number 25, raising vacuum, load snapshot. And what's the first thing we always check?
Control air.
Control air, auxiliary systems, control air, get it on. Then what do we check? Make up feed, very good, because we're going to take water out of the DC heater. Alright, control air is on. I'm going to go steam systems condensate, and I'm going to open up my makeup feed, get it in automatic. So start your ADT pump, put it in auto. And then there's something else we need to do that you should be aware of. See the dump here? This is actually for a high level in the DC heater. DFT dump regulator. This is for water levels that are too high. Might as well line that up. Okay.
Right above the, or the distill tank.
Yeah, right above the distill tank. And then over here we have a dump going from 35 pound to the condenser. We don't have a vacuum yet, but we're working on it. So we can line that up too. And then I'm just going to take this and move it aside for now. Now, let's go to Steam Systems, Burner Management Port. Steam Systems, Controllers. We want Fuel Oil Port, which is an automatic. Steam Systems, Controllers, Air Port. Put your air and fuel into manual and increase the firing rate. Increase your air first, it's usually a better idea.
Mine's already at like 11%, so that.
Okay, let's get it to about 25% or so. Try to maintain your smoke. 25% should do it. We don't want to go faster than 3.5 hours to put the boiler on the line. So we've got to get the firing rate up. Got about 25% on the fuel. Now, I'm going to get off those screens. Let's go to Steam Systems. I want to see feed water. Where am I at with the feed water? I'm okay there. What's my oil temperature? 106 on number 1 turbine feed pump. Let's put the cooling water on the number 1 turbine feed pump. So we go to Auxiliary Systems, Saltwater Services, number 1 feed pump. Get your saltwater cooling on. And then we've got a fire actually in the starboard boiler. Let's take this slider here because we have the emergency pump running, the emergency feed pump. Let's add some water. And since there's no pressure, it's not going to be changing on us, so we don't have to worry about it. We just initially got to get the water level where we want it. So add water.
It's firing but no pressure?
Yeah, we just started it. It's that way, actually, I forgot to mention it in the full mission. But, you know, there's no pressure, so you don't see it change. So get your water level near 0. You're good there. And what's your drum pressure now? It's 489 in my case, 490. I'm going to kill this and get off this screen. I'm going to go to Steam Systems. I want to go to Auxiliary Steam. Now that I got the firing rate up, notice over here we haven't got the 35 pound completely on yet. So let's go ahead and shut the bypass and line up your regulator on the 35 pound. That's a big load. It'll slow it down. Yeah, it's going to bring it back too. And now here's your 150. It's open about 6%. You can open it maybe 10%, something like that. We're warming up the 150. 2% is not going to do it. There we go, 17%. So we're warming that up. All right, that's good. Life is good, and our pressure is stable at 497 in my case. So I'm going to get off this screen. What can we do now? Let's go to condensate, and now we're going to need to put some water into the hot well. Well, we're going to need some electrical first, aren't we? So we start with the emergency switchboard. Start at the top. What do we need? We need number one. Oh, we got that. Number one lube oil pump right there. Condensate pump, right. We got to have a condensate pump. And I think we're good there. Now we'll go to number one switchboard. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. And we need number two lube oil pump would be good. How about a pre-lube for number one? We'll just be ready. Pre-lube for number two SSTG. How about number two condensate pump? Third line down. What else do we need? Turning gear on the lower left. Then we have main circ number one. Okay, I think that got it. We got the circs, we got the condensates. So we can kill the electrical. Now over here we have the condenser. Where it says main condenser, click on that and line up your low suction. It's going to take a while. Open up your motor operated valves, open up suction and discharge. You could start it with the discharge shut, but it's not a high speed pump. It's not, ultra critical. So now we got the pump flooded and the valves are opening. I'm going to go ahead and start it so I get saltwater flow. Okay with that, guys?
Yeah.
All right, get off that screen. You don't need the main condenser anymore. Now we'll take the dynamite line from the DC heater and start putting water down into the hot
Did you
well.
do your overboard too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And while we're here, let's line up the condensate pump. Vent line, discharge. Just get it ready. How about the charging line on the loop seal? Let's get that. And then we're going to come around. We want to have a slider here. We're going to open the bypass around the regulator for the hot well level. So you got the recirc, you got everything on condensate. Everybody good with that? And we got 0.1 inches. It's going to be a while. That's all right. What else do we need to do before we get vacuum up? Let's go to lube oil. So we go lube oil and open up the suction. It's positive displacement pump. Open up the discharge. And then you can start it. And then you can line up your cooler in case you need it later, which you might. And now it's filling up the gravity tank through an orifice. And it's going over here at the same time and pressurizing our bearings. Now we got 21 PSI there. So now you click on, oh, wait, down here. See this? We gotta warm it up. We want 110 degrees. It's at 68. It's got a regulator. So you warm up the sump. Now you can click on the hyperlink for bearings. Engage the turning gear. And start the turning gear. Now you can get off that screen. You can get off lube oil. We got 0.3 inches now in the hot well. All right.
Mine goes up really fast. I have 0.7 inches.
All right, you're doing good. Let's go to steam systems. Let's go to auxiliary steam. Let's cut in the 150-pound regulator. Shut the bypass.
Did you close the dynamite line or no?
I've still got it open
Okay.
on purpose.
Which one did you do first? Do you shut the bypass and then cut the regulator in?
You
Or
should.
vice versa?
Actually, you should open up the bypass till you see the regulator throttling, closing down.
Oh, okay.
And then you switch over, but we don't have a gauge to work with, so let's just do everything perfectly. And watch your pressure. I got 490. I'm still good with my oil pressure, coming up slowly. So now it says gland seal here. I'm going to click on the gland seal regulator. That'll give me 3 PSI on the glands. I'm going to line up steam to my air ejectors. All right, so now I can get off that screen. I go back to condensate. I got 0.5 inches on the condensate. I'm going to start my condensate pump, and away we go. It's just going to recirc. We got the gland seal, we got the lube oil, we got the jacking gear, we got saltwater cooling, we got condensate. Anything else we can think of?
Air ejectors.
Air ejectors. So here we'll start with the second stage. These go to the second stage first. Click on one of these, and you got now steam going to the forward set on the after condenser. So now let's see if we're getting vacuum up. There's only one way to go. We go main, hyperlink for main condenser, and you notice it's negative numbers that are increasing. So that's good. Vacuum is coming up. And now I'm going to open up steam to my first stage. And at this point, I can shut the loop seal charging line. And I'm happy. I'm going to shut my dynamite line. And that's it. That's what you got to do.
What'd you call this down here?
Which one? This is a loop seal charging line. You have to have it initially, that's all. Once you have steam on the inner condenser, that's steam that's condensing will be vacuum dragged through that loop seal. You don't need to charge it any further. And that's it. That's how you do it, guys. It's really not that bad. It's